Welcome to Prototype Thinking in Action. I'm Pablo, your host, and this is the podcast where we talk to founders, dive into one big challenge that they are facing, and help them solve it by using the prototype thinking method. Let's get started.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is Prototype Thinking in Action. And today we are talking to Carley Hart, the founder of Ahhhsome Kids. Carley, welcome. We're so glad that you could come and join us. I'm really excited about what you're working on. But rather than me trying to explain it, do you want to tell us what your business is in your own words?
Yeah, so Ahhhsome Kids is a children's brand targeting 2 to 5 year olds. And our goal and our mission is to really help kids learn essential life skills. So right now we only have one product. It's a book and it teaches kids how to brush their teeth. It actually gets them to cooperate through song and through interactive play. And I've tested it on kids ages 2 to 5 and have seen stellar results of parents saying that their kids are begging to brush their teeth. So the goal with Ahhsome Kids is to expand to other domains like potty training and doctor's checkups and just the things that kids are learning when they're really little.
So I have a 3.5-year-old right now and also a 6-year-old. So I've recently gone through this once and now we're on the second, slightly less cooperative one. So I can definitely understand the need for this. Can you tell me why it works?
Yes. So this is funny. It's a great question because I have a 4 year old and a 1.5 year old. And I started this when my daughter was 3, so a year ago. So the first of why it works is I used to say it works and I don't know why, but it just works. And then I actually partnered with researchers at UPenn to look at literature around motivational science and learning science. I'm not going to remember all of the details about the literal why it works. We really use various motivators for the kids to cooperate, to calm down. One of the big kind of theories I had in creating this book was I didn't want it to be educational or preachy to the kids. I wanted it to be it's just fun. They're just playing and they're just having fun. And through that, they're demonstrating good behavior. They're not being told they have to do something specifically. They're just playing, singing, reading a story. And through that, they're acting how their parents want them to and they're cooperating. So that was really the thesis behind the brand. We do educate the parents a little bit, but for the kids, they're just playing and having fun.
Is the product a book or
Yes,
an interactive book?
an interactive book. So I have it right here. It's called Brushing Buddies.
Awesome.
It's a hardcover book. It's really beautiful. It's case bound. And so the premise of it is there are 2 songs in the book, and there's actually a speaker in the book. So anyone with little kids probably knows the touch button book.
Yes, they're
But
addicted to them. Yes.
they're addicted to them. Exactly. So there's 2 inside, and the book actually has 2 stories, a brush in the morning and brush in the evening. And the whole premise around the Ahhhsome Kids is that the 2 songs in the book are songs kids know, and it replaces the words with ah. So the morning brush your teeth song is row, row, row your boat. And then the evening song is twinkle, twinkle, little star. And the kids are ah. It's 2 separate songs. We hired an amazing children's musician to create the songs. And we're also going to be selling toothbrushing sticker charts so kids can track their brushing. And so some of the things that I was working on with the book is a lot of kids that are young are just brushing at night and their parents are starting to introduce morning brushing. So that's why I
That
did
is
these
awesome.
stories is like, hey, get the kids to learn that it's twice a day. And so they feel like there's 2 times to do it. And then also with the singing, the kids just love it. I mean, the testimonials that we have, the texts that I got from the pilots that we did were parents being like, our kids are begging to brush their teeth 4 times tonight. And they asked at 2 p.m. to brush their teeth. Like their kids are now
Wow.
reminding their parents. This is where I was like, it just works. And I don't know why, which is why I went to the UPenn students because I was like, I need to know why this is working so well.
That's amazing. Okay, it's just so that I'm super clear on literally what happens. I get
Yep.
my toddler
Yep.
and it's brush teeth time. We take the book, we open the book in front of us. I read the story, we get to the point with the music. I open the book in front of us. I have my toothbrush and toothpaste ready.
Mm-hmm.
Like jump in if I'm wrong at any point. I play the song, I brush them, and they're like, and I'm like brushing them at the same time, and they're like, except like more musical than me.
That's exactly right. The stories I also made really short. So they're like 5 pages, just 5 spreads, really short stories because parents don't want to be reading like a super long book.
This is super cool. Okay, so this is a sort of tangent question, but one random thing I'm curious about is, do you have kids who get sick of the same song twice a day and the same book and want like 10 more toothbrushing books with
Yeah,
like different songs?
it hasn't been out long enough for me to know that, but I haven't seen it yet. One of my goals is to vary the music that we have for it. So I do want to do a YouTube channel with more songs. But I find that having the book is really helpful to like kind of get them down, get like
For
a,
sure.
we're doing something special now. We're brushing our teeth. We're sitting down. We're reading a story.
Yeah, I'm so curious about that too because I have a novelty-seeking child and a repetition-seeking child. So like a younger kid wants to read the same books every night. Like he wants the same bedtime song, and at the same point in the same books, he asks the same questions. So he would definitely like go for this over and over. But then I'm thinking I would pour so much money into like buying novelty songs for the older kid to continue engaging her to doing this. All right. So that was just me being excited about like the possibilities of this. And I'm 100% going to go and buy this product now and try it because I'm literally at the point where we have tried many times to do morning brushing and the habit has never stuck.
You just gave me a customer discovery point that I didn't think about, which I teach customer discovery for like tech startups, so like how to do qualitative interviewing around the value propositions. And I always say the more niche you can get with your customer, the better. You just gave me another segmentation, which is parents of children that really care about repetition versus, I forget the term that you use, which was like like repetition seeking
Novelty
or
seeking.
novelty seeking. But I feel like in how I talk about the value proposition, I should think about parents in the back of their head. They're like, is this novelty or is this repetition? That was helpful. That was the first time someone's like used that phrasing.
I'm really curious because, you've mentioned that your background is in customer discovery. I would love to just ask you, like, what are some of the things that you did in the course of testing this?
So I literally took all the tools that I teach and I brought it to the books. The first few months of 2024, when I was just brainstorming, I had a journal. I had all these different brainstorming techniques that I used to teach in the past related to design thinking. And I was just open for observation generally, kept this notebook. After I came up with this idea, I was like very, very excited about it. I gave myself a few weeks. I was still excited because I was testing it on my daughter. And so the first thing I did was I had a survey of 20 parents and I just wanted to get like a really, really rapid gut check. I almost think of it as like a pulse check. I know it sounds obvious, but do other parents have trouble getting their kids to brush their teeth with kids my age? So I did this survey and, I was surprised. Some parents were like, my kid's an angel. I don't have a problem. But on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being super easy, 10 being like it's impossible. I like basically can't brush my kids' teeth. They won't let me. The average was a 6, which I was like, okay, parents are really having this problem. And then also I was asking, what solutions do you use to solve this problem? And the highest ranking ones were song was first and YouTube videos was second, and then electric toothbrushes were third. My guess was the songs and the YouTube videos were probably combined. I know a lot of people watch YouTube videos that are like 2 minutes long related to toothbrushing to get their kids to brush. So then the next step was I used ChatGPT to quickly create a story that was just 4 or 5 pages. And then I also hired someone on Fiverr for $25 to prototype my song. And so what I did is I put the QR code in the book. And so to kind of recreate the experience of like reading a story at night with the QR code. So then I got 25 families to sign up. Really went to the library, did the books out. I probably spent $150 total between the Fiverr, mailing all the stories across the country, printing the books, whatever else I spent money on. Only 17 completed the pilot, which is what I was guessing. I was like, it's going to be 2/3 that actually do it. And then for
That's actually a very good hit rate for sending something off to people to go and do on their own as homework.
Totally. 50% were friends and then 50% were random, which I thought was really cool. And they completed a 5-night survey of using the story. And the texts were easy. Those were the ones where people were like, my kid's begging for this. That was my gut check of, is this a good idea? And does it work?
How did you get the 25 people to agree to do the pilot? Like, how did you sign them up and where did you find them?
I found them through parenting groups. I did a $50 giveaway. I mean, friends and family and local people just signed up, but then I did a $50 giveaway for people to do the survey.
Did you get 17 out of 25 people to do it 5 nights in a row?
Yeah. 2 of them.
That's a very good rate.
I should say 2 of them only did it one night because I had 18-month-old to 5-year-olds doing it and they were both under 2 and the kids were like just not as into it.
Yeah.
Really learned the age limit through that. But the people that I prioritized joining the pilot were the people that scored really high on the it's difficult to get my kid to brush their teeth. So I was coming along saying, I'm prototyping something that will get your kids to love brushing their teeth. And so they were excited about it.
I love your technique. I love how you did that. I mean, for us, we spend a lot of time working with people who are trying to build new things, right? And so we're always talking about what's a lightweight way in order to go and test it. And I feel like you invented this technology through this idea and you were able to test it, in an extremely really lightweight way. So I'm a huge fan of how you approached this whole thing.
Thanks.
And I will say that in terms of longitudinal adoption,
Mhm.
getting 15 out of 25 people to do something every night for a week is insane in terms of uptake, right? That's like out of the park. It really speaks to the depth of the pain point that you found and how convenient it is that you found something that they desperately need to do every day. And that really is kind of the convenience of the parent market too. But also it really just kind of goes to show the sheer demand for your product. All right, so let's talk about how we can help you. So what is your biggest challenge right now?
The last year, I've been in my comfort zone. If you couldn't tell, like running that pilot, I love that. Like I love running the pilot, doing the customer discovery. January, I did a soft launch to friends and family, and I launched a pre-order on my own website. The marketing side is so scary. I haven't done any marketing. I don't really know where to start. I have 1.5 million ideas. I don't lack ideas of how to sell it. I have B2B ideas and obviously B2C. I want to do social media, but I feel like I haven't been moving at the same swiftness in the last 2 months since I launched as I have been in the 8 months of 2024. And I'm kind of stuck.
All right, well, let's break it down and slow it down and, come up with some first easy steps.
The B2C stuff, super obvious. I want to sell on my website to start and do, social media through TikTok and Instagram. So the first is posting my own content regularly, building community there and running ads. The second half, I have a lot of different ideas for that. One channel is pediatric dental offices. I'm reserving 1 to 200 books for influencers. So I plan to send it to social media influencers, dental influencers. I actually applied for a grant to be able to gift copies of the books to the local Head Start program and the local JCC, which are both nonprofit. And along with the book, I'm working on dental education curriculum. I don't want to go to wholesaling to bookstores quite yet. That's maybe in the future.
This is a really well thought through range. The two that I want to talk about are B2C and dental offices. So let's start with dental offices first because it's the more complex one. And also this is the low hanging fruit because you're not spending money on ad spend on this. And you've done such a good job of really being tight about where you're hitting customers, where they really have need. I think that it's a next natural step in that tight journey where people trust their dentists. Dentists have to brush the kids' teeth, and no child likes having their teeth brushed by the dentist. Like that's less pleasant than having it done by the parent. So there's an obvious moment there. But I don't know what the productization of the dental office experience is. So one thing you could do is just go to the top dozen or so dental offices near you and just do a demonstration and find a few friendly dentists or dental hygienists who are willing to give this a try. And then you can run these early manual tests exactly the way that you did with parents and start seeing how the office wants to interact with them. So what's next is testing messaging and storytelling. There's, many different ways to explain it. The actual product itself is this cool thing that's actually an experience, but that also makes it a little bit hard to explain. So then, you can do really quick, low production phone videos and then try a few different versions of your website. Go and put that in front of people. You can even screenshot a few AI websites around it using different versions of the story and then go find new people and get them to see which ones they react to. Make your landing page the best version of your landing page. But what you can do is draft multiple versions and then do a few short 20 to 30 minute one-on-one calls with users, kind of screen share the different versions of it and have them talk through what they're reacting to and just kind of see who can understand what's going on and which points of the narrative hit them and which versions of the narrative they like.
That's awesome. I think I need to get to the value proposition way faster. I'm also playing around with different messaging of say goodbye to brushing battles. Your kids will be begging to brush their teeth. So I think I have to kind of mix and match and test these things out.
I think at this point you're ready to take pre-orders. So it's just a matter of pulling the protagonist of the story out. And to me, the mental shift that mattered was realizing the book is the delivery vehicle for the science. You have the advantage of a product people are knocking down your doors to get. That is the most favorable marketing situation to be in. People just literally need to know that it exists and it's so low friction to get. I would love to have you back for future episodes. So if you want to create a few different narrative mock-ups and a few different video clips, then we can bring a user on and I can run that user test for you about the comparing the websites to do a demo one with all of us together. And then you could take that recipe and go run more of it.
I would love that so much. much.
Thank you for listening to Prototype Thinking in Action. Please don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Join our email list and follow us for exclusive access to tools, case studies, and live workshops. All links can be found in the description below. See you next time.